Okay, hello people and welcome to episode 4 of the WoW Tea Party. Woo! Hey. I've got a new tagline again for the show. So this show is so nice, you'll listen to it twice.
Oh, I like
and
that
then
rhyming.
That's not it. That's
Oh.
not all of it. Listen to it twice, then keep listening to it after the second time.
I like
even.
it. Yeah.
You know, I wanted to make it catchy, so...
Yeah, I like that you rhyme and then you sort of don't at the end.
Yes,
Sort
yeah,
of
that's what I
trail
was
off a
going
bit.
for. Yeah, so
Very
as
clever.
people know, because we have so many regular listeners, it's a show where we just get together and talk about World of Warcraft
Yes,
because we play it a lot.
we do. We
Yes.
like to play.
So, how are you?
I'm alright. Yeah,
All good? Yes.
usual.
Well, I'm amazing. Thanks for asking.
I was just about to ask.
Well, ask quicker
Sorry.
next time. Come on,
Too slow.
quick fire show.
Yes.
Right, let's just break into the first feature. What have you been up to? So, what have you been up to
Well, we've
in WoW?
in WoW, not just in
Yes.
general.
No.
So I've been doing more transmog runs
Yes.
for old gear and old sets. Went to Ulduar and got quite a few bits. Still need to sort through it all, but I've got full bags at the moment. Also, we did Blackwing Lair, and like
Yes,
nothing
we did.
dropped for me. I think I got a pair of shoulders, which are pretty cool to be fair, but I didn't really get anything.
Yeah, it's. I think the drop rates must be a bit lower in there because I've not got that much from there as well.
No, but I did get a new pet.
Ulduar, I forgot. I just discovered this week that I've been getting the stuff from my hunter, the transmog stuff.
Oh yeah.
All the stuff I need is actually from the 25 man,
Oh shit.
and we've been doing the 10 man.
Shit.
Yeah, it's
Oops.
because you get a brown set if you do the 10 man, and the cool blue set is 25 man. And we had a go at the Flame Leviathan fight in 25 man, and it's pretty rock hard, isn't it?
Who would want a brown set over a blue set?
Yeah, no. Well, they've done it on purpose.
Yeah, 'cause it's
25
harder.
man, cooler.
But still, they could have made it
Yeah.
sort of cool.
What do you think of Ulduar? Do you like it?
It's alright. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's more interesting than some of the others we do,
Yeah, it is.
I think.
Yeah.
Yogg-Saron, you didn't like that at first.
Which one's
That last fight,
Which one's that one? Oh, the one with the
where he
eyes.
keeps putting his tentacles on you.
Yeah, no, I don't like that one at all. It took me ages to find out how to actually free myself from them tentacles. It took me ages.
Yeah,
I just used to get
fight.
swung about for like ages until I died.
Should be easier when Warlords comes out.
I hope so. I don't like it because his eyes are really weird because they're just like teeth, aren't they?
Teeth,
It's
yeah,
just loads of teeth everywhere. It's horrible.
indeed. So,
Yeah, not keen.
is that your week, Transmog?
Oh, and my egg hatched. So I got a really cool dinosaur mount,
Oh,
which is
yeah, you
really
did, yeah.
cool. And
Nice.
I'm thinking of leveling my priest again because she's at 83. I need to just get on with it.
Well, that leads us into me and my week,
Oh yeah,
because I've been leveling my warrior to try and get up to your priest level so we can level together, haven't I?
you
So,
have. You've not played
See-
him in a while, have you?
See that link?
Yeah, no,
see.
seamless.
Yeah, because LFR has just got too bad to even play. Like, I'd say only 10% of the time I can get an LFR that that actually completes the LFR.
Yeah.
It's really bad, and I wish that they were acknowledging it at the moment. Well, I don't know if it's just me.
Yeah.
And I think I'm thinking of trying to get a tank up to max level because their queues are only about 10 minutes. But with a DPS, if your LFR goes bad, you have to wait another 50 minutes for the next one. So
Well, we had some pretty harsh ones yesterday, didn't we? Even though we went in
God.
with my healer.
it's so annoying. It's so
yeah.
hard to just, because it's supposed to be end game, but you can't do end game if it's going to be like that. It's just a waste of time. And I've got a lot of time, and I don't have enough time. So
Well, it's just so slow because you've only got one tank, and then you're just
Yeah.
waiting around for ages for another one.
it was 2 instances that we joined. Or I joined. I know you were in one where you go in and then they put you in with a missing tank. So
I don't even
instantly-
know why they do that.
Yeah, instantly about 4 or 5 people leave because we haven't got a tank. So we have to replace them as well.
Yeah.
And then just they don't get replaced. So everyone just leaves. And then if you do leave, you get a 30-minute dungeon penalty.
Yeah.
So it's just not fun at the moment, LFR at all. So I think we should probably start doing some more flexes, using open raid. Because
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
organised and then people... But the only problem is you actually have to sort of do stuff and be
You have to
organised
sort it
about
out, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
But at least you get a
leveling the
decent
warrior.
raid then.
Yeah.
Decent group.
leveling the warrior.
Yeah.
Warriors are really overpowered as well, so I'm killing stuff like in 2 hits in my tank spec, not even in my DPS spec.
No way.
Yeah, and compared to my warlock, leveling up warriors are just so easy. The only downside is that they're pretty boring to play.
Are they?
Compared to the other ones, yeah, it's like 2 buttons at the moment, but I think that changes at max level.
What is he now? Is he 80?
80.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get over that. It's quite hard to get from about 76 to 80, but once you get to 80, you've got all the Cataclysm content to play, so that's more fun.
Yeah, definitely.
I think. And yeah, so bad LFR this week. The Sky Golems, update on what I've been doing with my Sky Golems.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got 3 I could potentially make. The prices are okay, and I was saying to you yesterday, wasn't I, that I haven't got enough living steel for it, which is the other cooldown you need with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to make the full 18 grand off it, you know, so I want to make everything myself.
Yeah.
But I just don't have, you know, it's going to take another 15 days, and I can still make profit. I just want more.
And you were naughty again this week, weren't you?
Yeah, I tried to get one guy to sell me a Sky Golem for 10 grand, and I was just going to flip it for 18, but...
You don't learn, you're terrible.
Yeah, but he didn't sell it me, so...
Good, he's probably listened to the show previously.
Yeah.
Probably not, but he could have.
One of the 2 other people, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to have to give in with the living steel and just buy them.
Yeah.
But that's another reason why I'm trying to get my warrior up, so I can have another alchemist, so I can make, you know, another cooldown a day.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, Ulduar, 25 man. Also, big development. I'm getting pretty bored of my hunter now.
No way.
As well,
You
yeah.
were so keen on him as well.
I leveled him, yeah. I was getting all the stuff for him, but...
All your bows
I don't
and
know,
everything.
It's just something about hunters. I like the sort of brown aesthetic. It's mainly about looks for me, mostly, with things. And they just don't
brown
feel
again?
like a very...
Why brown?
Yeah. They don't feel like a very epic class to me, you know, because so many people have them. And I was looking at the population data. You can look at, you know, how many classes people have of each.
Yeah.
And hunters, obviously, one of the biggest classes, just because it always has been. And warlock's one of the lower ones, and their DPS is like going sort of crazy at the moment with this patch.
Is it?
Yeah, they're well, people are sort of singing their praises, and they've got this ability which is really cool called Chaos Bolt.
Yeah.
And the way it works with DPS, like you need to like watch out for your trinkets, and when they pop, you unleash your best abilities with a lot of DPS classes. And with warlocks, this Chaos Bolt is way more. You've only got you can only use 4 of them, and then you have to sort of recharge for ages. But you wait to use those 4 until all your trinkets pop, and then you do like millions of damage. So
really,
I think it's going to be fun. Yeah, and also they look badass. They got so many cool like badass sets, and I like being that sort of cool evil character.
Yeah, but I think that you're probably a bit bored of your hunter because you've got the coolest bows now. Because you were really trying to get your bows, and now you've got them. It's probably...
It was mainly that bow of the Betrayer from Illidan.
Yeah.
I got that. That's an update as well. Woo, got that. But then every dungeon I go into, like, the hunters are using that anyway, so it's a bit sort of underwhelming. I thought that if I had that, I'd be like this cool hunter that'd be like, look extra cool, you know, but not really, because everyone's got that. But there are still some bows. Yeah, there are still some bows that I want though, some other ones. So I'm gonna get those just so I can have my hunter looking cool.
Yeah, bow buddies.
Yeah, bow buddies. For anyone that doesn't know, I was in an LFR. Someone else had the same bow. I went up to him and said, "Bow buddies," and he went, "Yeah, I guess." So, yeah.
Yeah, he really liked that, didn't he?
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I got my Azure mount from Malagos, and it's only like a 6% drop rate, so
that's pretty
and it looks pretty cool actually. So
that's really good.
Yeah, and so you got some mount videos out, didn't you? Or you got that one? the Ashes of Alar mount
Ashes
video.
of Alar, and I've got 2 more coming up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
cool.
I've been busy with videos as well. And I finished my Druid tier sets, which took me forever to be like...
Oh, the tier sets video.
Yeah, I didn't realise how hard it was going to be to actually like do it, and it took me like 3 weeks, which is just ridiculous.
It does look good though.
Yeah, I just hope that I haven't made any mistakes. Because you know when you've just done something for so long, you just don't really care anymore, you just want to get it out.
Probably have.
Yeah.
Lots of mistakes.
It's probably all completely wrong. But it's good, so please watch it.
Good. Well, I'm going to move us on.
Yes.
On to, have you heard about that thing?
Yes.
Which is our new segment.
It is.
Okay, so we haven't been on in a while, so loads of stuff has happened. First of all, let's talk about the level 90 boost.
Yes.
Which is big.
$60.
Yes. Now, everyone will probably know about this, but just to let the minority of people know that don't know.
It's like, where have you been if you don't know? Like,
yes.
Everyone knows. But just in case.
Are going to charge $60 for a level 90. You know, so if you buy the expansion, you want another level 90, it's going to cost you $60. What do you think of that price, Prosy?
Well, it's had loads of mixed reviews, hasn't it? Some people are saying, yeah, so fair enough. But I think the majority of people have gone, what? $60? That's ridiculous. And a lot of people are thinking it's just too much. And to be honest, at first, I thought, well, that's not that bad. I know it sounds bad, but, you know, maybe $60 does seem a lot. But when you convert it into sterling, into our pounds, I've worked it out, it's like £35.80.
Yeah.
Which isn't that much, really. It doesn't seem that much to me. Especially when it takes you so long to actually level a 90. Like, I was looking, and people were saying, like, 120 days or something to do level 90, so 35 quid isn't that bad. For me, personally. But,
so you think it's fair?
Yeah, I think they could even charge more. Like, I know there's going to be controversy over that, but yeah, even if it was 60 quid,
right? You
know, and even more in dollars.
Well,
I think if people are willing to pay it, which I think some people will because they haven't got the time to level one, then they can charge what they want.
Well, so we don't tread on other people's toes, you know, of what other people have already said.
Yeah.
I'll just fill us in on what people have said. So, Ian Hozakostas has been doing press events. He's been going around the world, you know, filling in people on absolutely nothing, just repeating old information, basically. But he did talk about this price point that they'd set, and he said that they set it... Well, originally when it first came out, you know, it was released on the servers for a tiny bit of time, as if like by mistake, and then they took it back out, and that's how people know about it in the first place. He explained why they put it at that, and he said it was that they didn't want to devalue the leveling experience. So they didn't want just anyone to be able to buy a level 90 because it would make all the old content redundant, and they still believe that it's good content and it should be played. And he also said that he wasn't an economist, but he knows that it's not the most profitable price point to put it at. So, you know, supposedly they're saying that they're not trying to just make profit out of it. It's just something there to help players that are more casual and they just want to get in with their friends and play, you know, how they want to play. And the other thing other people have been saying is that price is roughly just above the power leveling sort of price. So if you wanted to pay someone, you're not supposed to do this, but if you wanted to pay someone to power level your character, that's it. I think it roughly comes a bit cheaper than that.
Yeah.
And then there's all sorts of time justifications, like the amount of time that you'd put into your character. It's worth it. You know, people are saying that it's like 50p every day or something. I don't know, some stupid thing. But there's all sorts of justifications.
Yeah.
But the main thing, I just wanted to say something that maybe other people haven't said so far about this, which I think is that even though he says that it's not the most profitable price point, I think it works perfectly for them in terms of like money making, just because if you level all your characters to 90 instantly, the amount of time that you've got to play World of Warcraft is limited, by the amount of level 90s you've had. You won't have as much replayability there, and so you'll unsubscribe sooner.
Yeah.
Is my theory. So by not making it as cheap, you're sort of letting people subscribe for longer, and so I think people stay in the game longer, and also it lets people, like I've been appreciating recently, the older content and things, and it's not as fun, but it's still fun. It forces people to check that out and see all the stuff the game has to offer. So even though he says it's not most profitable, I think it is just because it retains your customer base more.
And being somebody who hasn't played that long, and learning the lore sort of for the first time, it's nice going back to the old raids and dungeons and sort of learning more about it. But even though I say that I thought it was going to be more, I actually wouldn't pay that price. Personally, because I'd rather just level it, even though it does take me forever. But Ian also said, didn't he, that it was for people who didn't have time to do it, who earned a higher wage and worked more hours, so they could afford to just, pay it and get the 90 just straight away and just start playing. And I think that if the demand's there, they can charge what they want. If people are going to pay that price, which I think quite a few people will, then of course they're going to put the price up. And I think it's actually quite good that he said that it doesn't devalue the leveling experience, so that's why they put it at a high price. Because at first, I think at first it just seems like typical Blizzard, because Diablo was more expensive. That when that initially came out, that was like 40 quid, and the average PC game back then was about 30 quid. Yeah. So people would have gone, typical Blizzard, high prices. But then it's good that, he said this as well. Because I think at first we both thought, oh, well, they're undervaluing the leveling experiences because they're just saying, right, you can just go straight to 90 now and you can just ignore that content. As if they were saying, right, we admit, we're not going to change the old content. We're not going to do anything with it. And quite frankly, you can just go straight to 90. Don't worry about that. So it's quite good that he did say that they're not trying to undervalue it and that people should still be leveling. But I just think that if the demand's there, then they are going to put the prices up. But I think that what they should probably do instead is instead of just paying for a 90, you can just pay every 10 levels or something. You can try and kickstart it, just go straight to level 10 or level 20 and then level from there.
Yeah, that is a good idea actually, because then it breaks it down into sort of more affordable chunks. You don't think of it as you don't think of it as $60 and that's it.
It's the same with anything, isn't it? If you're looking at something as a whole and it's going to take you so much time and it's it stresses you out or whatever, but if you break it down, then it seems more manageable and it doesn't seem as bad. And also then you can skip just skip the content that you're not that keen on or you've done a million times, and then just go into the newer content. Like you can start from Cataclysm or whatever, and you can level it to 70 or 80 and then start from Cataclysm.
Give people the choice,
rather than just doing the whole whack, just pay every 10 levels or something. So maybe that's something they should think about.
Yeah, and the scaling. The level scaling, so you could scale down your level. So if you did want to, because the whole point of this is, so they say you can get in with your friends quicker. Well, if you had the level scaling like Rift, a much smaller company than Blizzard, then that it cuts out that need there. But then potentially they cut out this profit margin.
Well, to be honest, we were hoping for that when Warlords of Draenor was announced. We were hoping for a level scaling. You know, even when you're leveling your character to try and catch up with my priest, if the level scaling was there, it'd just be so much easier.
I think something must have gone seriously wrong there, because you know it was hinted at quite a long time ago, and then it should have come in with one of the patches, I think, or at least come in with the expansion, and it's just been shelved. And I think it must have been because Greg Street was the main one that was telling people about it, and it's just sort of gone away with him. So I don't know, I think there was some sort of mix up there. Anyway, enough of that. Next news item, the removal of Justice and Valor. It's quite a big thing, this. So, you know, I think it was Hazakostas again said that they were just going to eliminate it because the bonus rolls sort of replace the need for it, because you can get enough gear from your bonus rolls rather than having this, you know, extra form of currency that which just sort of complicates things. And yeah, so the reasoning that they're saying is that it's this extra feedback that just complicates things, but there's always things that they're not saying there. Like with the last expansion, there was the whole thing of we want this shared currency, you know, between raids and daily quests, so you can choose how you want to do end game. So you could potentially do all your dailies and still be raid ready, you know, because you'd have the valor points from that to buy your raid gear.
Yeah.
So with the removal of that does make it more relevant to just get rid of the currencies, because you've not got the daily quest. But I think they don't want to say, oh, the dailies they were a bit of a mistake because no one liked him. So the Justice and Valor it's a bit less relevant now.
Yeah.
And that's why we're taking it out. Rather, you know, they just say what they've said there.
Well, if they're saying it's because of the bonus rolls, could they not just get rid of the bonus rolls?
No, the bonus rolls are the new thing.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so they prefer the bonus rolls.
But does it not seem as though they're sort of giving up on dailies?
Oh yeah, they're definitely giving up on dailies, yeah. But they can't.
But they're not admitting it.
They can't mention it. They can't say, oh yeah, the dailies.
They're a bad idea.
Like them, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite funny because all the way through Miss Pandaria, they were like, "But the dailies are good content," and everyone's like, "No, they're not. Just take them out." And they were like, "Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Get rid of them.
we might just scale them back for the next patch, but they're still good content. You know, a lot of people like them. They always said, "Oh god, that was the thing that annoyed me."
Who says they like them?
You know, you on this like the person that's arguing with them. Oh no, it's just you. You know, a lot of people say that they like them. Well, can you show us some statistics on that? Well,
yeah, let's do a vote. Everybody put their hands up. Who likes it? Who doesn't?
Statistics just complicates things. Let's just leave that out, shall we?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no. I was one of the few that actually did like the dailies because I like repetitive tasks, but not many people like repetitive things.
But it gets to the point where, you know, you're doing something during the day and you can't get to a computer, and then you're like, oh shit, no, I need to do my dailies. And then you're up till whatever time in the morning, quickly doing your dailies before you can get to sleep.
Yeah.
It's silly.
I think
silliness.
At the end of the day, this comes down to what they're doing here is trying to simplify everything to make it sort of more streamlined, the gameplay. You know, so say for a new player coming in, it's less daunting, and it's also for like refining the game. So much has been added with each expansion, and they just need to sort of strip it down to the things that make it a good game. But the problem here, and this is for, you know, this button bloat thing as well, you get extra abilities, you know, as new expansions comes out, and they're stripping that back. The problem is, I really don't want them to strip too much away.
Yeah. So
you've got a game like EVE Online. That's the most complex game ever. You know, like it's a steep learning curve, and there's loads in there, and it's constantly being added to. But it's brilliant, and all the subscribers absolutely love it because, you know, they're in this, I'll use a complicated word here, esoteric world.
Oh.
Which means, they're into it and they know everything, and it gives them a sense of power, when a new player comes in.
Of course it does.
Like, oh, what do I do here? And I just don't want them to take so much away from World of Warcraft that we lose that, Well,
it's like losing an identity, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
And, of course, the top players, they like the complexity because, they're good at it and it's something to be really proud of.
Yeah.
To be able to understand something so complex.
So, yeah, as long as the bonus rolls, work pretty well, and I would like something, because sometimes, some weeks, I've rolled 3 weeks in a row on this staff.
Just got gold.
Off the Shah of Pride, just got gold. But I know I've got this back-in of, 1,700 Valor that I can spend on something else.
Yeah.
So it depends on how high the drop rate is, really. And also, there's probably, at the moment we've got Valor, Justice, we've got these timeless coins, we got bonus rolls. So there's all these different forms of currencies. I think we'll need some other way of gearing up apart from these bonus rolls.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait until, see what they come out with.
But what does it mean about old gear now? Because
how
some
are you
old
buy
gear
the old gear?
is still Justice and Valor, so how are you going to buy old gear? Are they just going to, I don't know, keep some Justice or Valor? Or are they just scrapping it all together and they're just going to change how you buy
We
them?
don't know. We just don't know anything about that at the moment. They're going to have to do something. So
maybe they'll just put it on the black auction house.
It's not the black auction house, the black market auction house.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Well,
don't be racist, Heather.
What?
I mean, don't be racist, Prosy.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've with some of the really cool gear, it's just all on the
black market
black
auction
market.
house. Oh my god.
It was very similar.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll just do that.
Well, no, that's only really sort of premium items. And if they do that, some of the gear that you buy with Justice points is pretty rubbish, so, no one would really buy that off the black market auction house.
Yeah.
So.
But it might be something they have to think about.
Yeah, it's something they'll have to put some features in for. Right, so other thing to discuss is they did what they call, Dev Water Cooler, which is an update. This was part of I think he said he had, 13,000 words?
Yeah, it was 30 odd pages.
Ready to go. The first one he put up was really boring, and it was just about the stat squish and stuff we already knew, just making it more clear.
Yeah.
So they're just reassuring people that the stat squish isn't going to make the old content harder, and they're streamlining all the cooldowns. So people who had multiple cooldowns, they're putting into say one. So sometimes people had cooldowns that they'd macro together, do that special coding thing, and they just want those to be together. As long as they do actually do that and not just get rid of a load of things that makes that makes up the art of being a good player.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, but I'm just really worried, especially now they've got rid of an experienced developer and they've got new people in.
Yeah.
There's a lot depending. It could go really right or really wrong. So I'm hoping it goes really right.
Yep, definitely.
Have you got any thoughts on the stat squish or merging the cooldowns?
No, not really. I don't really understand it, so...
The stat squish is basically, so you don't see massive numbers. Like, some people are doing, 2 million damage, and it gets confusing to look at, having all these numbers.
Oh, I quite like it.
I know, yeah.
When you're healing and you see loads of different numbers coming up in green, it's really nice.
They said it was mainly because... it was starting to affect the programming and stuff as well, so many numbers, so...
that's fair enough, they've got to do something about it, but...
Yeah.
It's a shame.
And the other thing, what do you think of your druid abilities? Have you got too many to cope with, or...?
Yeah, there's not enough space on my taskbar.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
You just need to scrap some. There's only a couple that I really use. The rest is just, yeah. Well, especially with, you can obviously go into, well, there's so much with a druid though, isn't there? Because you've got like tree form, you've got travel form, you've got your bear, you've got your cat form, you've just got so many different forms, and then the spells for those as well. It just gets quite complicated.
Yeah, I think they could have gone two ways on this. I think they could have just introduced some sort of tutorial that you can replay if you want, that teaches you how to play your class really effectively.
Yeah.
Or they could do this where they're going to remove quite a lot of abilities and just hopefully keep what's best of the class. But I still think they should put, because it's not intuitive, like you have to go to external sites to find this stuff. And even just if they wanted to like just refer to these sites in game, just put on their website, like, or on the launcher, say if you need help with your class, go here.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got a lot of problem. I think it's part of maybe being a big company, that you can't make little changes like that all the time. But
yeah, but it's those changes that make a difference. I mean, druids just have so much, and then they've got water form as well, and they've got their own flight, and it's just, there's lots of stuff, and there's just not enough room for all of it. Whereas some classes don't really have anything like that. It's crazy.
Well, it's another one where we're just going to have to trust that it's all okay, and let's not panic until it comes out, and then
it's all great.
If it's bad, we'll just write a strongly worded email.
Well, to be honest, I don't mind it at all. I kind of like it, but I just ignore quite a lot of spells, which I probably shouldn't do, but it's probably just because I don't know how to play as well. But it does get quite complicated. Yeah. But I don't mind that so much.
Right, well, next topic. Ian Hazakostas again, he said he gave the order of how you're going to gear up and go through the sort of gearing process.
Yep.
And so he said it would go normal mode, and then you gear up through normal mode dungeons, and then you go on to, what's it called? Raid Finder.
Yep.
And then after Raid Finder, it's heroic level dungeons. So they're putting the heroics sort of back above them, above the Raid Finder.
Yeah. Is it challenge mode Raid Finder?
Challenge mode is equivalent with Raid Finder gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. But people gear up through Raid Finder unless they have, like a guild group.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's the normal sequence that they've laid out, which is normal modes, then heroic raids, and then
mythic.
What's it called? Mythic, yeah. So yeah, putting dungeons back at the top again, just because they said they liked how difficult the dungeons were in things like Burning Crusade and Cataclysm, and they've got the Proving Grounds. You have to get silver in the Proving Grounds before you can get into the heroic
dungeons. Otherwise, you're just stuck on the normal dungeons and Raid Finder, aren't you?
Yes. So, what do you think of that change? Specifically with the Proving Grounds having to do that on silver before you can get in.
Well, I've never done Proving Grounds before. A lot of people seem quite nervous about it. I was alright about it, but now everybody's nervous. It makes me feel like I should be really nervous. Yeah, because I've no idea what to expect.
Well, they have said they're gonna change it. He doesn't know how he's gonna change. I think he thinks, oh yeah, after they get a reaction, from everyone going, oh god, then he goes, oh well, obviously we're gonna be changing it loads.
Yeah.
Obviously. Just sort of backtracking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of his team are like, oh shit, look what he said.
Well, I
assume we're gonna have to get to work on this now.
Yeah. Well, what's that Fight Club thing?
Brawlers Guild, yeah.
Yeah. is it going to be similar to that? Because I assume it's going to be like with Prosy, I'm obviously going to be going in and being a healer. Is it like that where you're sort of like in a ring and you've got to heal so many people and it's like waves of them and it just gets harder and harder?
What I think will happen is they'll just give you a few tips on how to play your class, like someone like Lore Walker Cho or some sort of guy will be like, oh, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Whilst you're doing it.
That was a nice racist accent.
Yeah, I think the main tutorials will be from YouTube. I think it'll be good for people like us, to do guides for proving grounds, to get people through it. So. Yeah,
but it'd be a shame that that sort of people have to do that. I mean, it should already be in game.
To go externally. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure whether I need to be nervous. I think I probably do have to be. But I think it's a really good idea because there are some people in raids that just aren't good enough.
I think what people don't remember though, no, it's not raids though, it's the dungeons that are the problem.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you have to do it to get into the heroic dungeons.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But the problem in Cataclysm wasn't that people didn't know how to play the class, it's that people didn't know how to play the dungeons. Because each dungeon has quite specific raid mechanics.
Yeah, it does.
And, you need to do your stuns and interrupts on certain things. And so it's not a problem of people not learning the class, it's that
and not being able to do the job.
People didn't want to learn each individual dungeon,
yeah.
Which will be good for us because we'll get to make lots of nice videos for the dungeons and, get lots of views for that. But I think a lot of people... It's weird how... Everyone's just forgotten how much people were complaining at the Cataclysm dungeons. They were like, oh, it's too difficult. And then they made them easier. And then the ones they made easier, they made 2 of them easier in one of the patches, which were like Zul, troll dungeons. And then, so you wouldn't do any of the old ones. You'd just do those 2 troll ones, because the others were too hard.
Yeah.
So I think it's good for... the sort of elite ones that Blizzard tend to favour, but I think there's going to be quite a bit of backlash from people. Oh yeah, it's too hard. Whereas at the moment they're going, it's too easy. So
it's really hard to strike that balance though, because whatever you do, you're going to upset people.
Yeah.
There's sort of no winning, is there? And I do feel sorry for the devs. But
I think maybe they're not trying to satisfy people, sort of. During the course of the expansion, maybe it's just they go from one extreme to the other because then people buy the game, so it's dead easy. Everyone's like, oh, it's too easy, can you make something harder? They go, yeah, that's fine, just buy the game.
Yeah.
Everyone buys the game. Oh, actually it's too hard. Well, you know what we can do in the next expansion? Let's make it easy for you.
They're all money grabbers, all of them.
Well, no, I think it'll be good for us because we like to do the tactics and stuff like that, but yeah, people are going to be whining again.
To be honest, I'd sort of want them to have a teaching element in there already.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you'll want specific teaching elements, so maybe people outside of WoW, will have to make videos. So there'll be obviously lots of people doing YouTube videos. But I think there should definitely be a teaching element in there. And there already should be. Yeah, there already should be for people playing their own class, playing their classes. Because when you just start leveling a character, you need to go to these external sites, and the game doesn't tell you to do that. It's not intuitive. You have to go out there and research yourself. But as a new player, you wouldn't even know to do that, to Google
Especially, the artistic style of WoW gets people, like sort of high school kids and stuff, and they're not going to know to research externally, coming from games like Call of Duty and things like that, where you're in and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could, especially just on that maybe start screen, like here's a useful list of resources.
Yeah, get them bookmarked
to help, because they're all really interesting as well. I didn't enjoy WoW half as much until I started Googling things, and found these sites, and it took me a long time to find out all the sites you can use.
Well, I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without your help with leveling. I'm still finding out stuff that I have no idea about.
You've probably been playing for 3 years now.
Yeah, and I would have no idea. I mean, I only appreciate it now since I started leveling my new character. But yeah, it's there's a lot of layers to WoW, and it can be quite difficult. So it would be good if they had some sort of teaching element in there that would help you improve your class. And a lot of the the more advanced players might not like that, but they don't need to use it. So it'd just be more for the casual players, or the players who just don't know where to find the information.
Speaking of player resources that they can use outside of the game, next piece of news, Game Breaker, a big video podcast site that does videos regarding like World of Warcraft and Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's also a general news site. Might be shutting down because of a lack of funds.
Yeah, it's a bit shit that.
Yeah, we were talking about this, sort of mixed opinions on this. I mean, obviously, it's really sad because the main guy, Gary Gannon, is a really nice guy, and then the site's brilliant for the sort of WoW community and everything, and it will be really sad if it goes because it's really good stuff. But at the same time, we didn't really like his because he's raising funds to keep the channel going,
to save it.
Yeah. And people should support it and everything. I just think it'd do a lot better if he was more business minded in the video that he's made. The video he's made is basically it's asking for help, and it's outlining how much it's costing. But what it doesn't say is what they're going to do because at the moment, he's made it clear that it's not gaining money.
Yeah.
So he wants £100,000 worth of investment,
which is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
You could buy a house with that. It's crazy.
Which he says will let the site run for 7 to 9 months. But I think what most people want to know is how are we going to solve the problem?
What's going to stop it happening again?
With this money? Yeah. We don't want just a short-term solution. 100,000 should be enough to instigate a change that can keep
it going for years.
Yeah, keep it going.
So what's happening with that 100 grand?
And if it's not going to, like possibly make massive changes, without asking people for money.
Yeah.
Like switch it to more of a hobby rather than a business, because you can't. Businesses aren't charities, are they? So
no, I mean it's a real shame because obviously he is asking for help, and a lot of people enjoy the channel. But obviously we don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Like he was saying that there's loads of volunteers and lots of work that goes into it, and we understand that. But at the same time, 100 grand is a hell of a lot of money, and if you're investing your own money, you want to know what that's going towards. Like, what's the breakdown of the 100 grand? It's going to last 7 to 9 months.
Yeah.
Why is it only going to last that long? Surely.
I mean, it obviously must be a difficult time, and that might be why the video is how it is. But at the same time, if he's asking for an investment, it's a business proposal.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to just see the plan and also the drive and positivity to push it forward, as him as the figurehead there.
And also, how did they even figure out it was going to cost 100 grand? Where did that figure come from?
But at the same time, it's
really sad.
It's sad that it's happened because it has been going, for years, and I've been watching the show Legendary that they do for a long time. So, but yeah, no more sad stuff. So I'll just run through, the remainder of the news, which we haven't talked about. We've sort of done, our feature. Oh, that's an interesting topic.
Yeah.
All of those are interesting topics. So yeah, that's blended. They mentioned that they're blending sort of the racial abilities so that they're more balanced. One of the more interesting one is that druids will have, not druids, night elves during the night time they'll have one sort of spell secondary stat like increase, whereas did I say night then?
Yeah.
Yeah, and during the day they'll have a different one. And, people are saying, well, that'll just affect, raid times.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. A while ago they did mention that, and then they took it out because of that, but then they put it back in.
And also,
so
it's another thing to think about.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I think that'll end up getting taken out because it does, it dictates the time you play and things, which is a bit silly.
Yeah.
Also, they've said that they're already outlining the next 2 expansions now.
Yeah, there are always 2 expansions ahead.
2 ahead.
Yeah.
They've said, and also they've got no plans for more mobile content with that, which are just it's so stupid. I'm not slagging off Blizzard or anything. Well, I am. Just as a player, I want to give them money for this. I'd give them £15. Just make me an app.
Yeah.
To hire an extra team just for a bit and make an app. It's so silly. I know all the podcasters have said it. Like, give us pet battles or something to do with crafting. Just anything. People make so much money.
I've got a bit of beef with this.
Go on.
Because Ian Hazard was saying that the $60...
Oh, Hazard?
Was saying that the level 90 for $60 was because of people who do more hours, earn more, don't have the time to level a 90. Yeah. So why aren't they doing a mobile app?
Yeah, make it convenient for that time.
People who travel a lot and aren't at home because they're out at work or whatever. It doesn't add up. If you're trying to accommodate people who work a lot and don't have much time, then why aren't you doing something on a mobile, that people can just travel around and use when they're not at home? It doesn't make sense. Like, I know that they've got the Auction House app, and they used to have a subscription for that, didn't they? But now it's free. And I can understand they can't put the full game in a mobile because the mobile will just blow up. But they could try and put pet battles in there or something. Just because pet battles is basically a mini gaming game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why can't they just put something like that in there? And it might be more intuitive to do that anyway, because I find it quite unclear where you're supposed to go for pet battles and everything. Why can't they just do that on mobile? I don't really understand it, because I think the pet battles actually do draw people into the game. I've spoken to people who haven't played WoW before, but I mentioned pet battles and I think, oh, that's really good, I might start playing WoW for that feature.
Yeah.
So if they had a mobile version of it, then maybe they'd get more people in.
Indeed.
So that's my beef.
These are supposed to be short segments.
They are.
So let's move it along.
Yeah.
The beta, or the beta, that is coming soon, still. I think it's the maybe first month. It's still coming soon, so
it's coming soon.
Yeah, and also, there was the play footage of the expansion. Like, some people have been playing it, and it's been put up online. It's not leaked footage. It's been allowed by Blizzard at the press events and things.
It looks pretty cool.
Main thing people have noticed is the grass moves when you walk through it.
Oh,
moving grass.
See, it's a little thing.
They didn't mention. I think this is the unannounced feature.
It might well be.
Yeah.
People would have gone crazy
too
for
excited,
that,
but we got something big coming.
Yeah. The grass moves.
Just watch that blade of grass as you walk through it. It'll blow your mind.
Mind blown.
Yeah. Right. And that is all the news so far. I think because there wasn't much, what was it, this week, and I think people are just expecting the beta, and also, another dev water cooler.
Yeah.
Because they still got the rest of the 13,000 words to pump out, so.
Yeah, probably still writing that.
Let's move swiftly on to dazzling lore nuggets.
Yes.
So are you ready?
Please do.
Sit back with your cup of joe.
That's
coffee.
Oh, is it?
In smooth American.
Oh.
And get ready for your mind to be blown.
Okay.
So it's...
Blow my mind.
Yeah, the expansion storyline. So I've done a video about it, and I thought I'd just sort of plagiarise that here.
Can you plagiarise your own work?
Oh no, it's not plagiarism, is it?
No.
I'm just going to repeat it.
Repeat, yeah.
I'll reuse. So...
It's just laziness, that.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Do you know about what is going to happen in the story for Warlords yet?
No.
No?
Not
okay.
Sort of in detail. I sort of get it from the trailer, but... Yeah.
Okay,
Tell me.
So what we know is that Garrosh at the moment has been locked up instead of killed, and he's going to escape, and with the help of an undisclosed friend, we think something to do with one of the guys who was on the Timeless Isle, he's going to help him travel back in time because he wants to change the the orcs sort of way of thinking back when a lot of changes happened with the orcs. So one, he wants to stop them drinking the blood of a demon called Manaroth.
Yeah.
So back then they drank this blood of this Burning Legion demons because they thought it'd make them more powerful, and so they could conquer more. But instead it just made them sort of slaves of the Burning Legion, and it made them sort of just angry, mindless weirdos.
Yeah, just angry.
And also they
people.
turn red. Yes. And maybe Garrosh didn't like the look of red. I think he's pretty red and orange. So
yeah, he's been tangoed.
Yes. Officially
it's
tangoed.
Like a what's it?
Yeah, they didn't want to get tangoed.
Yeah.
So yeah, he changed that, and also he didn't want the Horde to go in the direction that it's gone with Garrosh, where Garrosh is more sort of peaceful and he works with the Alliance. He just wants to stay with the values of like killing and hatred and things like that, and
all
that's
the cool
way he
stuff.
wants to keep it. So yeah. So he's going to go back and he's going to get his gang of warlords.
Yep.
And say, come on, stop being soft, let's kill stuff. And they're going to we don't know whether they're going to like invade Azeroth, and that might be patch 6.0 before the expansion, or we're actually just going to sort of preemptively go there to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll find that out. But we do know that we're going to be sent on the suicide mission, which means we're going to be sent through the dark portal back in time without expecting to come back.
Ouch.
Yes. And also spoilers have come out about the first zone. When we're in the first zone, the leader of the Draenor, some serious shit goes down with him, where Ner'zhul, who is like one of the powerful orc shamans, he corrupts one of the Naru, which is the Draenor gods. Like they're really sort of holy gods, and he makes a dark Naru. So Blizzard have probably just applied some filters there and just dragged that slider down.
Changed
it's the dark Naru.
Yeah.
Just
so
got the
dark
paint.
And powerful.
Drag that paint bucket over.
It's not pink anymore.
Yeah. And yeah, Velen actually sacrifices himself for them to switch the filter back to light Naru.
Oh, spoiler.
Yeah, and Velen's like a massive character. But actually, what we don't know, because it said Velen dies on MMO Champion, but if they're travelling back in time, it's going to be past Velen, isn't it? So it doesn't even matter if he dies, because we still got our Velen back home.
Ah, see, time travel always confuses me. Films and everything. It gets complicated.
What Blizzard have basically said, like, at BlizzCon, someone was like, well, how exactly is the time travel going to work? What's your thought processes on this? And basically they were like, nope, we're not, like, nothing.
We cannot discuss.
No, it wasn't
comment.
That they won't discuss it. It was just that they were like, no, we're just going to make it how we want. No. So,
that's
which
exactly
gives them
what
the
I'd
freedom
do.
instead of make anything actually work or be consistent, they can just use it. They're just going to use it how it works for them.
So what's going to happen is this expansion is going to come out. Everybody's going to be really upset that he's died, and then they go, don't worry, in the next expansion, he comes alive again. So then everybody wants to see him again and buys the next one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
up and down.
Just like before with the dungeons.
Exactly. Yeah. Up and down.
So, yes, that's the story of Warlords. We're going back to kill Garrosh again, but they have said that Garrosh is not going to be one of the bosses. Or no, maybe just. I think they said he wasn't going to be the end boss.
Right.
You know, because it would be boring to kill him again. Plus, he's pretty small. You want something big to kill as the last boss, don't you?
Yeah, something like massive.
Some major demon thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so that is the Lord Nugget. So let's move on to, hey, I like that song. I'm going to add it to my playlist.
Yes.
Which is the feature where we give you a song to add to your playlist for playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So take it away, Prosy.
Take it away. Well, This week it's actually a Warcraft song, yes. Rather than, just a band or whatever, which we usually do. So this one, it's a song called Arthur's My Son, and it's from Russell Brower, who's the composer, and it's actually in the Wrath of the Lich King trailer, and it's really, really nice song, and it's actually really sad, because obviously if you know, Arthur's is actually the Lich King later on, and he actually killed his father, who was the king, and the lyrics worship Arthur's as the king, but it's done in a
as if he were the new king.
Yeah, but it's done in a sad way because he's not the great king his dad was.
Yes.
So it's
showing the contrast between what he could have been
and what he is.
What he is, and it's like sort of got like not sarcastic, but it's like God. What
it's really sarcastic. It's a sarcastic song.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Arthur.
Yeah, cheers, you're amazing.
Yeah, you're the best king. No, but it's really good though.
It's really sad. It's done in a sad way.
As you'll see, because I'm going to play it now. Okay, thanks for listening to that. We're back.
We definitely listened to that then.
Yes.
We haven't just shoved that in there at the end.
Yes. So, yeah, we didn't retroactively edit that in there.
No.
So, because we're a professional show.
Yes.
Right, so that's the song. Listen to it. It's good.
And read the lyrics as well. It's, a bit of a tearjerker.
Yes. Read those, yeah. They're good. Next feature is called Your Azerothian Mother. And it's the show where we help you defend against those trolls.
It's a show by itself.
It's a show. It's a feature where we teach you ways to, it's like a self-defense class.
Basically it is, yeah.
How to defend yourself when you're being shouted at in LFR or, the dungeons and stuff with randoms, and they're like, oh, your spells are rubbish, you're casting them at training dummy instead of the actual mobs we're supposed to be killing.
Yeah.
And then you can come back with these insults that we will show you now.
Yeah.
So, I'll let you go first because my voice is very drony.
Drone. This first one is pretty standard. I'm sure everybody's heard it before. But it is...
So they're going to say to you, oh, what's going on? Why are you so slow?
And then I would say, you're living proof that God has a sense of humour.
Yeah, heard it. Next.
And this one's pretty standard as well. I'm so bad at insults. Yeah. Calling you an idiot would be an insult to all the stupid people in the world.
That's pretty good, clever.
It's sort of alright.
Again, you can tell you've just sort of copied and pasted that.
Yeah, but you would be copying and pasting it.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay, so someone insults me.
Yep. Be like, oh,
hey.
You're so stupid. What do you think you're doing?
And they'd be like, oh, hey, isn't it a shame that your mum couldn't afford your abortion? Bow!
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah.
I like
well, you got to
it.
shock them. Yeah.
So mean.
Because not only is your mum poor, she's that poor that she wanted to get an abortion of you.
It's really mean.
Yeah.
But it works.
That's how you gotta be. Tough.
It's a tough world.
Right. Yeah, it's a tough world. Azeroth is a tough place. Right. And I can't actually read my own writing on the next one, so...
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah. This one is actually one of my favourites. You say, they're being mean. You go, why are you being so mean? What did you have for lunch? Twat flakes. Yeah? Well, not lunch, it could be breakfast. What do you have for breakfast?
Dinner, yeah.
That one actually works more for breakfast, but you could, say for tea, you could be like twat nuggets. Or for lunch, twat wings. Works in all situations.
I like that one. I think that's my favourite so far.
One of the favourites, yeah. I think we'll do a top 10 one week.
I think we should. Mine would definitely be... I don't think mine would even be included.
Yeah. Well, we can have a minus category.
Yeah.
We can go into the minuses. Okay, so that's all for the show. We're going to split it up into segments so that people don't have to listen to, the whole thing where we just ramble about rubbish. But, some people like that, maybe.
Yeah, the ramblings of two British things.
Two British human beings.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, thank you for listening anyway. And please follow us on, what have we got here? We're on iTunes, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Mainly YouTube. I think YouTube's our thing, isn't it?
We've got Stitcher as well.
Yeah, Stitcher. We don't really get all that stuff, though. But, we try and stick it up on those things. But
yeah.
Mainly YouTube.
Yeah. But get in contact with us as well. If you want us to mention anything or got any questions, just pop us an email or a tweet or something. It'd be nice.
Indeed. Okay, so it's goodbye from me.
And
no,
goodbye
we're not
from
doing
me.
that. We're not doing that. We're saying. Okay, so bye.
Bye. See you later.